All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be starting here in just a few seconds. Sit down and tune in, turn on. Oh, look at that. We even got the camera up and going. Excuse me. Starting off on the wrong foot over here. Already coughing over here. I'm losing my voice. All right. There's too much screaming at my screens. By the way, no matter how long you've traded, that continues. Here I am, 25 years into it. If you start and you actually trade it on the floor, you just get to scream at other people, but the screaming part doesn't really change. There's no other people listening. Well, maybe you are, but it is exciting when you're yelling at your own screen. So welcome everybody. Hey, feel free to chat in. This people always ask me a couple of informal items here. Is this live? It is live. Okay, how live is it? It's very, very live. Markets obviously are open right now. They're not doing much. They're open. You wouldn't know it. Just Nvidia and Meta are apparently the only stocks that matter on the screen. Maybe a little Microsoft in there too. So, if you would, in the webinar chat, in the webinar chat or the Q&A, chat in just generally where you're joining us from, like city, state, country. Somebody just chimed in like South Africa. It's crazy. People are everywhere. And do tell me how cold it is. tell me how cold it is, because it's warm here. I'm looking at my watch because it's got obviously the forecast on it, but it's 82 degrees here. It's a little warm today. I do apologize. So it's yeah, I know. I'm actually headed back to the States. I'm headed back to Arizona on Friday night. So I'm gonna freeze. So if you guys are not aware, I am broadcasting live from St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. You can't really tell. Like my background is exactly. Does it look islandy? Other than the fact that I'm still like possibly sweating a little bit. I was outside just a moment ago, and it really is a little warm this time of year, but it's nice. Oh, Mesa, Arizona is 45. No thanks. It's pretty much where I'm going. I go between St. Croix and Paradise Valley, basically Scottsdale, Arizona. All right, let's get into it a little bit. So cool, everybody's here. By the way, a few things I want you guys to know. That's an ugly temperature. I don't even want to mention that temperature. Sorry. We have the Canadians are in the room and they are cold. Well, good. If you're up in Canada, Wisconsin, North Dakota, you're going to tune into this webcast because you simply can't do anything else. That's awesome. Yeah, Utah's cold too. Anyway, so welcome everybody. My name is Don Kaufman. You're watching Ultima Alert. I'll explain that in a little bit more detail. So I want you guys to know right up front, I make this extremely interactive. The reason I do this live, and I like to do it during the trading session, is because, well, you guys can ask questions. So if you want to ask questions throughout the course of this, when you see me like looking around away from the camera, I have a monitor right over here. I have a monitor over here that I'm broadcasting. I have another screen over to my far right where I've actually got markets up. So I am on 6 monitors. Honestly, you don't need that many monitors to trade. People that have this many monitors, crazy. I have this many monitors because I literally just got off of Charles Schwab TV. I'll do like a TV broadcast, and you have to monitor yourself, your charts, your everything. But 3 monitors it's good. It's good, or 1 giant monitor these days. Anyway, let's get down to it. So as I said, welcome. You can definitely interact. By the way, I appreciate when people are chatting back and forth. I read it. I can usually walk, talk, and chew gum all at the same time. But today we're going to discuss a strategy, and it's a strategy that I've been using now for years. So I think when a lot of people they jump around from strategy to strategy to strategy, it's like a fly. They have 7 seconds of sanity and they go to the next thing. Look, this is not about chasing shiny objects here. We've used the same strategy very successfully for the last 3 years. And every time I do a presentation like this, I'm actually going to show you more in detail, okay, and more detail about the strategy itself. So you're going to learn a tremendous amount today regarding what Ultima is, how you can actually trade Ultima, and really any account size. So let's get down to it here. Again, Ultima Alert, high probability income generator. As I said, my name is Don Kaufman. You are watching the TheoTRADE presentation, a risk disclosure. We're not financial advisors nor broker dealer. Now, one of the reasons that I always put this up here, I did spend 15 years in the brokerage world, which I'll talk a little bit about because many of you may be familiar with the brokerage platform that I worked on and worked with. Some of you may not be, but again, I am out of the brokerage world and thrilled to be out of that brokerage world. A few housekeeping items. Look, what we're covering today is, first of all, is a skill set. Okay. There is a tremendous amount that I am going to go through in a rather short amount of time. I'm probably going to run about 90 minutes today. I hope that's okay with all of you. Actually, those of you who are up in, anywhere north, it's not only okay, you're like, go longer, go longer. keep me here and out from going outside. But you're going to have to pay pretty careful attention, especially right up front. I'm going to dive into this here in seconds. Shut the door, turn off your Skype, chat, close your Facebook, get rid of Facebook, okay? Put your phones on silent mode. I was literally, if you saw me off the corner, I was just doing that. So my own phone, silent mode, definitely kick out the kids. It's the greatest part of having a little home office there. Get to kick the children out, okay? The dog can stay. Look, you took the time to be here. Focus, people, focus on being here because I'm going to show you how to generate some very consistent returns with Ultima, like IWM at 62% or QQQ here at 49% or Spider at 50%. Now, this may seem esoteric. It won't in a moment. You'll see where these returns come from. Additionally, there is an indicator that I use, and I use this indicator just incessantly, right? And this indicator is our gift to you. Why? Because I reference it so many times. Like if you've ever seen any YouTube videos that we do, I talk about what is termed expected move. And that expected move indicator, as I said, I use it just incessantly. It really kind of permeates into almost every trade that we do. Stay with me right until the end of this webcast, and we will provide you a link specifically to our expected move indicator. It's literally an indicator that has changed the way we view the markets. Okay. It's a $500 value. It is very, very worthwhile. It is the auto expected move indicator. I can show you a screenshot. It just doesn't do it justice. I can pull it up in a live platform here, bring up like NVIDIA, and you see this most recent breach to the upside in NVIDIA, okay? That breach is now measurable of how extreme it really is, okay? What these lines represent, it's how the option marketplace, okay, handicaps forward risk. And you realize that NVIDIA is almost 3 standard deviations. Like we were supposed to be here or here. We're out here. How wrong did the options marketplace get it? Okay. And the answer is horrific. You look at something like Netflix, okay, where it's actually pretty expansive, expected move, okay, dead in the center of it. Last but not least, this expected move, it can be used on products like the S&P. Now everybody knows the S&P. Check this out. When I bring up expected move, you see that line? Okay. Think that's deadly accurate. Okay. Where the marketplace, okay, has resonated now. Just bear with me for a second. This is so important. Where the marketplace has gone to and kind of sat. All right. This is Monday. We hit it. Tuesday, the entire trading day, we just edged around expected move. And here we are on Wednesday. We're edging around expected move. That is one of the most insightful tools that you can have in this business. Okay, stay with me right until the end of the webcast. We will give you a copy, okay, of that again for free. It's yours. Stay with me right until the end of the webcast because the auto expected move, especially in the S&Ps, okay, that helped me find winning trades like in Spiders, 60%, Spiders, 50%, QQQ, 64%, QQQ, 52%. And there's more winning trades. Qs, 50%, Qs, 51%, TLT, it's bond, ETF, 53%, Spiders, 50%. Look, these trades, okay, I'm going to show you in detail where they come from. Look, This is why you're here today. First of all, you're going to discover why Ultima trades are so ideal for the current market environment, okay, and can really generate potential monthly income. We're going to talk exclusively, okay, about generation of income on a month-to-month basis. You're going to learn a trading symbol here in seconds used by professionals, okay, that really help create Ultima trades, okay. Number 3 over here, critical. How and where you can find edge as a retail trader. Okay, we're going to hone in. This is not going to be like a MACD or a Fibonacci or a Bollinger Band. I'm not going to sit here and preach to you about the Fed and okay, all of that. Push it aside. That is not okay relatable or even relative to the strategy. This strategy is about finding and exploiting a specific mathematical edge in this business. That edge has been there for a very considerable period of time. It's 3 years, okay? And I'm going to show you exactly where it lies here in just a few moments. Number 4, you're going to reap the benefits of high probability trades, but more importantly, how not to take large losses. So we're going to go out there, we're going to do extremely high probability trades, and we're going to mitigate the risk. And we're going to find products. Products means stocks, options, futures. We're going to find stuff to trade that is viable, right? We're going to show you what products, I call everything a product. We're going to show you what products work and what products are a recipe for disaster. Now, I want to bring this up right now because immediately when I start talking about this, people immediately, I can't do this. I don't have the money for this. Okay, look, a large trading account is not needed. This is what you do not need to bring to the table. Okay, you do not need a large trading account. $2,000. And by the way, the $2,000 in the account is not my rule. Okay, it's FINRA. Okay, and FINRA says you got to have $2,000 in your account to be able to trade. This. Okay, $2,000, you can absolutely do this. You're not going to have a lot of time to be able to do this. The trades that I'm putting on are predominantly what we term set and forget. Moreover, okay, the executions now, there's nothing that I'm going to execute that can't be done, okay, over a mobile device. And you can pretty much live and trade now off of a phone. Trading experience, okay, nominal. We can take you from 0 to your first trade. It will take a few hours. And I hope that that's okay. Because look, I guess everybody that comes to a presentation like this, right? They always want instant coffee and instant tea. Nobody ever wants to work for anything. In a few hours, though, we can get you the logic, the know-how, and the ability to be able to execute the ultimate trade. Okay. You're not going to need a lot of margin. I'm actually going to show you exactly what the margin of the trades is, predominantly around 600. Okay. Now, technical knowledge whatsoever. When I say technical, I'm not talking about technical analysis. You're not going to have to be a computer geek. Okay. You will not have to be isolated in doing this. We have an incredibly supportive community. And the community, okay, is there to actually walk you through this every single step of the way. So by all means, please understand that you're not alone in doing this. There's no hidden fees. Commissions are nominal now. By the way, commissions have really collapsed, so it's not even a discussion. You're not going to have to take a lot of risk. We are incredibly risk averse. In fact, that's one of the key areas that I'm going to be discussing today. So everybody asked this question, so I'm just going to jump right to it. Okay, Ultima is a portfolio. We've been running this portfolio now for 3 years. We just finished our 3rd year executing in the Ultima portfolio. Okay, the averaged annualized return is 37.6%. Okay, 37.6% annualized return over the last 3 years. Okay, which entails a $50,000 account would be turned into $130,000, $264.27 in 3 years. Okay, that is not like a fictitious. These are trades that have been executed, right? Meaning that this was not like a trade ideas. These are trades that were executed in my account. One caveat, that $130,000. Okay, I don't mind saying this because I want you guys to understand exactly where that number comes from. That $130,000 is is absolutely compounded, this would be 100, whoops, apologize. This would be 106,000 if you did not compound. So if you just took 50K in an account 3 years ago, okay, and just, built it 37%, built it 37%, built it 37%, it's worth 130 grand, okay? Otherwise, non-compounded, you're basically 106, okay? I just wanted everybody to understand exactly where that number comes from. That is the Ultima portfolio returns. Now, here's a little bit about me, some background, and I'm going to give you the 5-second tour over here. I grew up in this business, okay, and I also had the ability to watch order flow for 15 years. So background kind of goes like this. I had family that traded. I was 3 weeks out of college. They basically said, "Hey, look, you're not doing anything this summer. You just got out of college. What do you want to do?" I don't know. You want to come to Chicago and clerk? Yeah, so I did. I went to Chicago and clerked. Only a few weeks after that, a trader was let go. I started trading. Okay, the rest kind of became history. I met a couple traders. When I was in Chicago, I met a few traders. One of those traders' names was Tom Sosnoff. Tom and I actually hit it off, and we hit it off. And I think I was 23 years old when I first met Sosnoff. Tom's about almost 20 years older than me. But when he started a company called thinkorswim, okay, I was almost first in the door. So I was very, very early thinkorswim. I actually built the entire education division of thinkorswim. I also helped build a lot of the analytics from thinkorswim. Okay, so like when you look at this risk profile, by the way, if you ever look at like risk profiles or this probability analysis, okay, and you look at this and you think to yourself, what in the beep is that? Okay, who the beep ever came up with this stuff? Now you can actually put a beep to the face. That's this is kind of our baby over the years. But the interesting and ironic twist is I predominantly trade now on Tasty. So Tasty, you'll see Thinkorswim and Tasty used a little bit, but I come from Thinkorswim. So I was on the executive team of Thinkorswim. Almost from the time the place was founded. I took over like kind of a leading role in 2004 when the company went public in 2007. I was part of it. When we got acquired by TD Ameritrade in 2009, I signed a 5-year lockup clause. I exited TD Ameritrade in 2015 to basically launch TheoTRADE. And many of the individuals here at TheoTRADE, from Blake Young to Brandon Chapman to Jeff Bierman, okay, Corey Rosenblum, Tony Rago. I met all of them, okay, at a time that I was at, Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, and actually worked with many of them as well, both at Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. They worked in our group. With that being said, when we launched TheoTRADE using what we actually learned running education at TD Ameritrade. So imagine you're at TD Ameritrade, you have access to 7 million accounts. Not bad, right? So we had access to 7 million accounts, but we had an entire division at TD Ameritrade that could actually dig into the details of their accounts. It's not like you open up and go, hey, what's Mike doing in his account? Doesn't work that way. We actually ran big data. Bottom line is this: we know exactly what works and what doesn't. Okay. And this is all about retail traders. I'm talking about market makers. Who cares about market making backgrounds? Totally different business. Okay. Right now, we know what works for the retail trader and what works best. That is what this is based on today. That's what's based on. Everything here is based on that logic of TheoTRADE. If you ever need to get a hold of me after today, support at TheoTRADE.com. We use a common inbox. That basically just means that put Don Kaufman in the subject, it'll go directly to me. All right. That's it's me. It's the last time I was in Chicago. Crazy, man. I have not been to Chicago since 2019. Okay. I'm not going back. This is actually probably the most memorable of the CNBC appearances. By the way, like only about 5 minutes before doing this presentation, I was just on Charles Schwab TV. I do a spot every Wednesday on Charles Schwab TV, but this is one of the more memorable segments of CNBC. They pitted me against Kevin O'Leary. Next, this is Investors Business Daily. This is, just over a year ago. This is now just over a year ago. This was the returns that I had in 2022, were astounding. So it was one of the best years I had since the financial crisis. And that actually led us to be, well, we took the cover of Investors Business Daily in December of 2022. Still threw that up there. All right. And this is a sample of some of the trades that led Investors Business Daily to name me Trader of the Year. Bonds, 54% return. ES, 53% return. ES, 55% return. Bonds, 64% return. ES, 51%. And again, I'm going to show you the exact trades and many more just like it. Let's dive in. Let's get into this. You ready? All right. First of all, we have some market chaos going on right now. Now, when I say market chaos, one of the first things I want to tell you is if you looked at the marketplace and start screaming about like volatility, volatility feels, okay, what? What does volatility feel right now? Okay. And you look at the VIX and you immediately think volatility is kind of low. Think about that. You look at VIX and think to yourself, volatility is low. Does it feel that way? I'm asking a real question. Does it feel that volatility is low right now? Does that look, okay, like anything like low volatility? No, it feels like Mr. Toad's wild ride. The VIX has become completely ineffective. And I know everybody still quotes the VIX, and every day you hear on CNBC, oh, the VIX this and VIX that. Okay, it's done. Forget it. The VIX is my predecessor's volatility indicator. Okay, seriously about that too, because people it's 12 VIX, 12 VIX with a move from 410 to almost 480. That is sick, absolutely sick. Look, inflation might be cooling. You have CPI coming out tomorrow. Fed pushing rates higher, strong dollar, geopolitical risks. Look, the whole thing over here, I just want you to know. I just want to sum it up. Game on. Embrace chaos. Here comes the chaos. This year, like 2024, politics, holy crap. It's going to be crazy. Rate cuts, are they coming? Maybe there's rate cuts. Maybe there's not. Is there going to be a hard landing, a soft landing? Okay. You realize just those three. I don't even want to talk about like economics right now. I just want to talk about like the politics, the possibility of rate cuts, or are we doing a hard or soft landing? Those three alone are enough to drive, okay, markets into, I mean, just sheer chaos, higher, lower, stock picking and Reddit boards are not going to cut it. And the reason that I say that, and again, with all due respect, you can't see anything right in front of you. Right now, the marketplace, and I don't mind saying right now, the marketplace is driving 120 miles an hour looking through the rear view mirror. That's where you're at right now. You can't see what's ahead of you. You have no idea what Jerome Powell's about to say. Politics, I bet you couldn't even tell me who's going to be in the elections. Okay. Hard or soft landing? I'm sorry. By the way, if there's rate cuts coming in March, I guess we're going into a hard landing. Think about that. That's how wild this is. And you need a strategy that's going to embrace that. Like literally grip hold, love the volatility. Okay. Don't rely on directional bias. Do not rely. You can't rely on directional bias right now. Look, we'll explain directional bias a little bit. You can't rely on it because I can't tell you where Microsoft's going to be at the end of the year. Neither can anybody else. Unequivocally, there's no MACD, there's no Fibonacci, there's no Bollinger Band that's going to tell you where we're going to be next week, much less at the end of the year. And we got to reduce risk while substantiating monthly returns. These things are critical. Let's get into Ultima. Higher volatility, but moreover, skew. Skew has resulted in significantly more options premium. Okay, for those of you that do not know skew, there's an actual symbol, okay, for what we term skew. Okay, skew. And you go, well, oh, that looks really weird. Here, let's knock skew to a 10-year weekly. Skew just comes out. Skew right now is rocking high. It is very high. If you looked at the history of skew, this is pretty much the history of skew. Okay, we are in the outer bounds of much higher skew. Skew helps us into selling options premium. Okay, so time out. I mentioned the O word. We're going to talk about options, and some people are like, they're just vehemently against options. Relax, because even if you haven't traded an option, this is okay for you. Even if you have no intention, okay, of it, sit through this, listen, because there is so much more than going on right now than meets the eye. Options are the driving force behind what markets are presently doing. okay? Today, we're going to talk about learning to sell options. Now, if you've been involved in options, I'm going to start with this. You've been involved in options, you know, okay, full well that there's risk involved, right? How many people here have ever sold options? Just say me, 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 me. If you've sold options in the past, just type into the webinar chat and say me, 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 me. Okay, I'm curious. How many people here have sold some options? Oh, a ton. So far, the market here is about 95, 96% of me's. So what happens when you sell options? Okay, I like that. Not me. That's awesome. What happens when you sell options, at least to you, not to me, but to you. So when you sell options, what people do when they sell options, they come in and they sell options and make some money. They sell options and make some money. They sell options and make the money. And then what happens? You sell options and one day you're like, you're like, I got hit by a Mack truck. Make the pain stop. Oh, it hurts. I like to talk about the dark side of trading if you haven't picked up on that. Live in the dark side. But in selling options, you make money, make money, make money, make money. Big loss. The big loss resets you back to zero. If you're lucky, the big loss, some people are like, I lost half my account selling options because there wasn't the correct risk mitigation tactic. So I'm going to show you, okay, two critical things here in just a moment. Number one, which options to sell. And number two, we're going to get into how to mitigate that risk because people constantly hear through the grapevine. They always hear this. Selling options are the way to make money. Everybody hears that stuff. Selling options are the way to make money. I cannot disagree. Okay. But what happens is they have this incredibly high win rate, and then they take that big loss, and the big loss, okay, beats them up. Today, we separate fact from fiction, okay, myth from real risk. We're going to dig into selling options. Look, don't panic, okay? If you may have no experience in options, that's okay for today's session. I just want everybody to understand. I'm not going to go like, it's a small world, like this is really, really basic stuff. I'm actually going to cover multiple extremes in today's session. So I'm going to start at the basics and work into the extreme. Those of you that are brand new to this, if you're brand new to this, latch on, hug big concepts, probability, risk. For those of you that are experienced, and I'm talking experience, you may have traded 10, 15 years. I don't know, 5 years. If you're experienced, grab the granular stuff, little nuances, because it's in here, okay? And again, I've had people come to this presentation a couple times, and you get very, very detailed, very granular in here. So last thing I want to mention over here, you can sell options in small accounts. Even actually, it's 2K. You have to have $2,000 in there. I always say $5,000, but $5,000, did you know you can actually sell options in a retirement account now? They changed all the rules. Most people don't know that. So we're going to get into that. So let's dive right into it. There's a lot of facets of selling premium. When I say facets, okay, by the way, I have to turn the air conditioning up in here. It's hot. You gotta love that, right? I'm sorry, people. It's a little warm in here for me today. So, okay, somebody's sitting there like shivering in front of it. It's a little warm. It's up to 83 now. It's up to 83. There's a lot of facets of selling premium. So selling premium, we talk about options, selling premium, credit spreads. There's bull call spreads and bear call spreads and bull put spreads and bear put spreads. And, there's what? There's short call spreads and there's iron condors and there's delta neutral trading and there's gamma squeezes and there's selling naked and there's mambo combos and conversions and reversals and boxes and jelly rolls. Those are all, every single thing I just said is a viable name. Just stop with all of that. I'm serious. Okay. People try to make this business far too complicated. Can I tell you why they make it complicated? Because, I need to do a strategy like an iron condor. You mean sell something and buy something and then sell something and buy something? Yes. In the end, okay, just to simplify options, in the end, options are calls, okay, and there are puts. Is there anything else to know? Well, Don, what about easy? Okay, you can buy them or you can sell them. Calls, puts, you can buy or sell it. All the other stuff, okay, is just fodder. It's, there's 15 different strategies you got to learn and, tools in the arsenal. No, not really. Not really. You're a market maker. You got calls, you got puts. You can buy them or sell them. Okay. And it's funny because most market makers, like, they know what an iron condor is, but they never traded that stuff. They don't. Okay. And that's important. Selling premium, it can be both bullish or bearish, but generally speaking today, we're going to talk about neutral trades. All right. Oh, how our members are doing. Okay. TheoTRADE. Okay. A place with a comprehensive set of resources to study exceptional instructors, beginning with Don Kaufman. I have a PhD in quantitative economics. I learned more about markets and the economy from listening to Don K when the Fed spoke than from my graduate studies. Next one over here. I've been a member of Theo, think about 5 years, okay, where I had to unlearn, okay, what I had learned in order to learn from real traders. I love that one. That's the only reason I'm reading that to you. Literally, you have to come in here. Sometimes you have to unlearn certain things. All right, let's get into it. Your trading is actually based on probability. Look, we can create trades all day long with a 90% probability of success, but you can still lose money. One of the things that happens a lot, people email in to me and they say, how often are you right? And I'm like, first of all, it doesn't make a difference. This the reason I put this up here. You can be right 90% of the time, but you can still lose money. And people, like, they don't understand that. Probability alone does not make you profitable, right? Remember that. Markets are always going to be a trade-off. Markets are always a series of trade-off. Higher probability, higher risk. Okay. You could be right 90% of the time, you could still lose money. So where can you find edge? Let's talk expressly about what edge is, because if that's what people are here for, right? Good, because I'm actually going to get into something really important right now. I use an absolute marquee example. Every time I would teach anything about Ultima, I always start with this kind of marquee example, and we'll work our way forward from here. Sorry, I'm pulling across my right on board, my secret right on board. This is a stock. This is a stock. It's $100 stock. Now, yes, I'm going to start with $100 stock. Do I own the stock? No. Do I want to own the stock? No. Do I need to own the stock? No. Why? Because stock scares me. Stock does kind of scare me right now. I mean, here's a $100 stock. Like last week, this $100 stock, boom, all of a sudden was a $90 stock. That's a lot. It's $10 per share. We're going to go out and we're going to look at options. And we're going to look at it very, very differently. And we're going to trade, okay, some far out of the money stuff. The first example I'm going to give you, just the first example, we're going to be on the buy side. We're going to buy a 120 call. That 120 call is going to trade for exactly a $1 debit. Timeout. A 120 call. Listen, many of you are coming in here right now. Okay. Many of you right now are coming in here and you are literally looking at this and you're like, well, I don't even understand options. That's fine. I'm going to buy a 120 call. What's a 120 call? A 120 call, okay, is an option. It gives you the right to buy the stock at 120. Do I own the stock? I do not. Have I traded the stock? I have not. Okay. The option market, okay, look at it. It's separated. You're just trading the option. I have no intent of buying the stock because the stock itself could actually tie up much more considerable amounts of capital. So I go out and buy a 120 call. Buy the 120 call. What am I paying for it? $1. And this option is good for a period of time. I'm going to get crazy. I'm going to say it's good for 3 months. Okay. It's a fairly long time. It's 90 days, 90, 100 days, right? 90 days. So you have the right to buy the stock at 120. If you have the right to buy the stock at 120, but the stock right now is trading at 100, that doesn't really help you, does it? You have the right to buy the stock at 120. Do you have to buy the stock at 120? No, but you have the right to buy the stock at 120, but the stock right now is trading at 100. What do you need the stock to do? What do you need this stock to do? You tell me. What do you need the stock to do? Okay. Anybody? I need to go where? Up. Up. Huge by huge. I like it. Somebody said above 120. Even above 120 might not cut it. Okay. Within 90 days because the clock is ticking. So here's your dollar. Okay, and here's your dollar. And the moment you buy this thing, the dollar starts to do what? Boom, right down, because that dollar is what we could term decaying. This option is only good for the next 90 days. You go, what if the stock stays flat at 100? Oh, I know, you lose your dollar. What happens if the stock goes down? You lose your dollar. What happens if the stock goes up to like 110? Oh, I'm so excited, and you lose your dollar. What happens if the stock goes right to 120? You still, in fact, lose your dollar. Like there's a lot of scenarios that could play out in here that involve you what? Losing your dollar. So this is construed as a very, very low probability trade. But what happens if the stock goes from 100 and shoots all the way to 130? Now I have a stock trading at 130. You're at 130. You have the right to buy the stock at 120. Everybody else in the world has to pay 130. The 120 call, not asking what you're making, but I want to know what the 120 call is worth. What's a 120 call worth when the stock is trading at 130? Okay. What's a 120 call worth? Well, if you have the right to buy something at 120, you could then buy something at 120. If you bought it at 120, you could sell it 2 seconds later at 130. You would make at least $10, right? Okay. So you can make at least $10. That's what it's worth. But if you made $10 on it, but you paid $1 to get into it, you're up $9. How often though is the stock going to rally 30%? Not too often. That is what we term a big boy move. That is a big boy move. Are we comfortable with that? So this has the right to buy the stock at 120. We don't have intent of buying the stock at 120. When you have the right to buy the stock at 120, you never have to buy the stock at 120. You can just sell the what? Sell the call. So if you buy the 120 call, you can turn around and sell it if the stock goes to 130. And someone says, who's going to ever buy it from you? The market maker. The market maker makes a fair and two-sided market. They'll do business with you anywhere and everywhere. They do not care. Okay, it's the all-knowing, all-seeing beast, right? That's the basics of options. Now, we're going to flip this around. We're still going to do the same exact trade, okay? We're going to do it 3 months out. We're not going to buy a call. We're going to turn around and sell it. Now I'm going to sell, whoops, okay? Let's make sure you can see the word sell. We're going to sell a 120 call, and we're going to collect a $1, okay, credit. So I'm going to put that down here. We're going to sell a 120 call. For that, we collect a $1 credit. Again, time out. How can you sell something you never owned? In options, buyers have rights, sellers have obligations. Do I own stock? No. Do I want to own stock? No. Do I have to own stock? No. What's that called? Selling naked. Does it tie up a lot of margin? No. I got you on that one. It does not tie up a lot of margin. Okay. You can circumnavigate a lot of the margin rules. I, okay, am going to teach you how to do that. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to do that. So look, as I was saying, for people that are new, grab big concepts. Stock is trading at 100. I am selling a 120 call. By selling a 120 call, I'm giving someone else the right to take stock from me at 120. Do I own stock? No. Do I want to own stock? No. Why am I selling a 120 call? I have an answer. Because I want to collect $1. What do you think the probability in that trade is? Okay. And the other thing is, you collect $1. What's the most you can possibly make? Okay. What is the most you can possibly make? When you sell something for $1, what's the most you can make? So I sell this thing for $1. What's the most I can make? I can make $1. If you sold a car for 10 grand, I don't think there is a car for 10 grand, but if you sold a car for 10 grand, the most you can make on a car for 10 grand is 10 grand. Nobody's coming back a week later. They go, oh, such a nice car you sold me. Here's an extra 2 grand. Hasn't happened, has it? If you sell something for $1, the most you can make is $1. And I love this example because you're like, are you serious? I have to wait 3 months to make a stinking $1. I love that because if you understand that, you're like, you're on the right path. The answer is no, but you're on the right path. So I go out there and I sell a 120 call. So why do I do this? I sell a 120 call. I put myself in an obligation. Don't worry about the risk just yet. We're going to get there. Okay. What I want you to understand from a probability perspective, if the stock stays flat, you keep your $1. If the stock goes anywhere down, you keep your $1. Even if the stock goes up, you keep your $1. If the stock gets to like 118, you're like, you still keep your $1. You wet yourself, but you keep $1. Your break even is not until 120 plus the dollar you collected. So you don't lose money until above 121, right? Probability in this trade is greater than 90%. 90% of the time that trade's going to work. We're going to talk about what happens the other 10% of the time. Don't you worry about it. But I need you just to understand that example. Okay. Are we okay so far? I just need you to understand, like, hey, we can go out and we can sell something. We can sell something that we did not own. We collect $1. Okay. We know we have risk. And I know that some of you that are more experienced, you're worried about margin. Do not be. If I could show you, listen to me, if I could show you how to circumnavigate most of the margin requirements, okay, would that interest you? We're going to do that. And we're going to do just that, okay? We're going to circumnavigate a whole hell of a lot of the margin requirement in here. And that's because people look at this and they go, oh man, I can't do that. My account, my brokerage firm, Chucky, I call Chucky as Charles Schwab. Chucky is not going to allow this. Don't worry, we got you. We got you. We know who to trade this with. We know how to trade it, where to trade it, every nuance, and we know how to circumnavigate the margin requirement. I can even teach you to circumnavigate day trade margin rules. Anybody familiar with day trade margin rules? Okay. Forget all those. You don't need them. Okay. You can circumnavigate those as well. But before I go any further, watch this. Okay. The key to this, and some people missed it. Why sell options so far out in time? A lot of people noticed in my example, I sold options a few months out, 3 months. Typically, traders sell short-dated options because people always say, I love zero DTE. For those of you that have no idea what zero DTE is, okay, zero DTE, it's like the hottest term like on YouTube videos. And, you're sitting there like, oh, this guy's talking about zero DTE. I'm so excited. Zero DTE gives up all edge to the market makers unequivocally. If you're trading a lot of zero DTE, okay, there's some deep misconceptions. Okay, we can actually show you mathematically some dangerous trades in the zero DTE. Not saying it's not fun, but I am saying it's dangerous. Why you're tuning into this webcast, what we do here at TheoTRADE is criteria. What we do here at TheoTRADE is to give you the specifics. When I say specifics, look, everybody's kind of familiar with this theta curve, right? What if, and I'm serious about this, what if everything you learned about this is not accurate? What if this basically says options decay faster the closer you come to expiration? Everybody's heard that, okay? But if you actually checked out the mathematics behind it, what if we could actually circumnavigate just this, okay? Why sell options so far out in time? Now, we're going to take our little example that we did moments ago, okay? This example. We're going to take that and we're going to apply it to the real market. How do we do so? We're going, okay, to the trading application. Let's go. Let's cruise over to thinkorswim. How many people here are kind of familiar with thinkorswim? Anybody familiar with thinkorswim? It's okay. How many people here are familiar with Tasty? You can just put TOS or Tasty. Are you a TOSer or are you a Tastier? Okay. Who's who? Who's who? I don't care which brokerage firm you trade with. I'm just curious. Okay. I like that. A lot of people are both. Okay. Me, TOS. My dad, Tasty. Okay. Now that surprises me because Tasty is much more for the younger generation, right? Both. That's cool. I use both. I don't mind saying that. So on thinkorswim, I'm going to pull up the SPY and I'm going to go as close as I can to 3 months. 3 months is 100 days, right? I know it's not perfect. This is live markets. Okay. I'm going to go out and I am going to replicate the example that I did a moment ago. I'm going to find an option trading right around $1. Here it is. Okay. That's trading right around $1. It's the closest thing. I'm sorry. It's the closest thing. So I am going to go out right now. Okay. And I'm going to sell this. Before I sell it, I'm going to write it up here. I'm going to go out and I'm going to sell this option. The market's 118 at 120. So Don is going to go out to the 19th, okay, of April. I am going to sell, okay, what is that, the 515s? Yeah, the 5, what? Hold on. I'm going to sell the 5 515 calls. I'm going to collect $1.19 credit. Well, no sense in me not doing it. So here, okay, let's middle this market. So I say middle of the market. So I'm going into the spiders because I personally, I feel that the spiders are the easiest place to learn. If the market's 118 at 120 and I come in with a 119 offer, okay, I know that this is crazy talk, but when if I come in with a 119 offer, they either have to fill me instantaneously or they have to represent me to the crowd. Watch, just going to sell a one lot in here, buyer. If they don't fill me instantaneously, that market moves. Okay, perfect. I filled. Okay, I filled. Now I can also come in here and I can try to sell instead of selling. By the way, you saw me. I sold at 119. I middled the market. You go, that's insane. I didn't even know I could do that. I'll actually come in here at 120. I'll sell that little monkey at 120. They're not going to fill me at 120. They are not going to fill me at 120. But okay, I'm going to rest in the book as the primary offer. When I say I'm the resting in the book as the primary offer, okay, there I am. Captain one lot runs again. So you can see me captain one lot. Okay, I'm out there. They have to trade through me before anybody else gets filled. I'm retail. I am retail. Hear me roar. Very few people understand the rules inherently involved in here. You come in there, any market maker that's 120, okay, I get filled in front of them. So I am the offer. Anyway, I just sold the 1K, or sorry, I just sold this 515 call and I sold it for 119. So what's the most I can make? For those of you that don't understand options, if you sell something for $1.19, okay, options or contracts, you can make 119 bucks. I'm not even going to make 119 bucks. I'm going to close this trade 30 days from now. Timeout. I'm going to close this trade 30 days from now. I don't care what you think. I'm going to close the trade 30 days from now. Why am I going to close the trade 30 days from now? Because 30 days from now, I'm going to make a lot of money. Okay. And people look at this, they go, you know, you're not. The option is 100 days out, Don. You're not going to make anything because options don't decay that are 100 days out. That's actually one of the biggest, fallacies in the whole marketplace. Okay. The decay, though, is coming from what we term Ultima. Okay. When people listen to this and the first time they actually tune into this, they go, Ultima. It means ultimate. No, it does not. Ultima has to do with the volatility, the volatility, the volatility. What you're getting in this strategy and why I'm selling options so far out in time is that volatility itself, okay, the skew is laying down, it's decaying a little bit. Okay. This theta burn doesn't impede upon this. Check this out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the 515 call 1 month from now. How can I do that? You guys tell me. So what I can do, and this is the confusing part, so please bear with me. You can see I just sold a 100-day option. I'm then going to open the 65-day options. Why? They're precisely 35 days into the future. And you go, what do you mean? Okay. If I looked at the 515s, which I'm going to, don't look yet, don't ruin the surprise. If I look at the 515s, when there's only 65 days remaining, that's just like fast forwarding. All I want you to see, let's not talk about being bullish or bearish. I know that the markets can rally. I know the markets can sell off. All factors being held equal. How much can you make in 35 days if you sell this thing? Okay. Survey says, look, I close the 100-day expiration. I open the 65-day expiration. And I do that because it's like fast forwarding 35 days. Does that make sense to everybody? Because that's such a weird concept to teach for the first time. But if you want to know what a 515 call is worth 100 days from now, well, it's worth $1.19. If you want to know what a 515 call is worth, okay, 35 days from that point, you look at the 65-day options. Right? Does that make sense to everybody? It's pretty quiet in the chat room over here. So I open this up and I look at the 515s. Okay. I look at the 515s. When I look at the 515s, what am I? I'm gold, Jerry. I'm gold. And 35 days from now, which is just over a month. I know it doesn't work perfect. I try to do exactly 1 month. 35 days from now, what do? I just turn around and buy back this option. I buy back the 515 calls. Okay. And I buy them back. I'll even put it at 40 cents. Okay. 40-cent debit. What did I make on the whole trade? What did I make on the trade? Okay. Should make just around, in this case, 60%. Okay. Take a look. It's more than 60%. But the point that I'm trying to make, should make in the worst of times 50 to 60% in 30 days. 50 to 60% in 30 days for doing what? Absolutely nothing. I'm selling the nosebleed seats, okay, in the crappiest game, all right, out there. I'm selling stuff that's so far out. I have unequivocally no intention of holding this trade for 100 days. People are so worried about making money every 30 days. So immediately they assume that they have to sell stuff that's shorter dated. Why? I don't care, okay, what pony I ride, as long as that pony gets me to the finish line. Finish line is making money. The pony I ride is 100 days out, okay? I ride it for 30 days and I'm out, okay? That, you look at it and you look at it and you say, well, 50 to 60%, okay? And then somebody said, well, nice return, but how come you only made 37%, annualized over the last 3 years? Look, there's ups in this business and there's downs in this business. You're not going to go in with all of your capital. If you have $50,000 account, you don't take 50 grand and go, yeah, I'm going to make money. Okay. You got to be strategic. You got to come in logically. Okay. You got to mitigate risk. Now, I'm not saying like a $10,000 account could double, a $5,000 account could double. I'm risk averse. I hate risk. I don't want to take a lot of risk. That's why I'm riding the 100-day pony, and I'm only riding it for 30 days. Now, you look at this and you're like, holy crap, I never even thought to look this far out in time. You see something crazy? There's huge volume out here now. Okay. And this trade, the cool thing about it, okay. Oh, look, I filled the other one at $1.20. Okay. That was good. That was a good fill. Where's it trading? Is it trading like $1.20 now? So yeah, we jumped a little bit. So you look at this trade, it's 50 to 60%. Look, this can be repeated. For how long? Forever. Okay. Right now, it's been repeatable for the last 3 years. When we first found the edge here and we started exploiting it, we're like, I wonder how long it's going to last. We're 3 years into it. And here's the interesting and ironic portion. The edge has actually gotten better. When I say the edge, the decay rate of the 100-day option has actually gotten better, not worse. Why? Because the whole entire world is focused on zero DTE and short duration. In any market environment, no matter what you might hear, there's always some edge somewhere. But you don't want to be in the crowded trade. You don't want to do what everybody else is doing. I know that sounds like, but you're like, oh, that actually makes sense. And because it sounds weird because everything you hear is like, I'm going to sell options and they're only going to have 2 days left to expiration. You're going to get killed. You want to be, okay, in the softer, gentler world of making 50 or 60%. But after you learn to do this, okay, as I said, this decay graph, it's all wrong. After you learn to do this, then what do? Okay, I'm not, and I want to make this so clear, I'm not here to teach you, okay, to go out. Just bear with me on this one. I'm not just going to sell that little option right there. This is a water bottle, okay? If I'm in the business of selling water bottles, okay, every time I sell a bottle of water, one bottle of water, every time I sell, it's like here in St. Croix in this island. So again, we live in the island of St. Croix. Every single street corner, there's like somebody always selling water because there's tourists all over the island, right? So they sell a bottle of water. Let's say they sell a bottle of water for $1, but they buy it in bulk for 50 cents. Then what's the key? Volume. Volume is the key. Okay. But before you know it, you start selling a lot of bottles of water. Okay. I could sell some water here and here and here and here and here. What I'm representing to you, I'm going to sell calls and I'm going to sell puts. I'm going to show you some cool stuff here in a second. Okay. I'm going to sell on both sides. But if you start a business of selling water bottles, before you know it, you're like, I got employees and then I got to buy them insurance and I got this and I get that. You have none of that overhead here. But we will, okay? We will absolutely teach you how to reduce that risk. Because what's going to happen to you here? If I sell options up here and I sell options down here, what eventually and inevitably is going to happen? One day, okay, you're going to wake up and the market's going to go, crashing out of bed. And you go, right with it. That's not going to be good for anybody. Okay, what do we have to do? Reduce your risk. That's where we're headed here. So hang with me. So we answered the question, why sell options so far out in time? Now, as I said, and somebody's already asking, oh, well, if that works, I'm going to do a leap. Can't do a leap. They won't move. Okay. We identify the perfect and sweetest spot for volatility decay. The whole key to Ultima basically is the volatility. The whole key to Ultima, okay, is how volatility is decaying through time. As you go from a 100-day option into a 60-day or 70-day option, it burns. Too far out in time, trade doesn't work. Too shallow a time, trade doesn't work. Got to hit it on. That's what criteria is. And this looks good, but there's also these trades. And by the way, these trades really do. If you want to see the probability, look at the trade that I just did. Let's open it up. Let's switch this from implied volatility, options, theoreticals, and Greeks, and go probability OTM. For those of you that have no idea what probability OTM implies, it's probability out of the money. The probability of this trade working is 90%, but that's a 90% chance of making money between now and expiration. Okay. We're not holding the trade to expiration. I'm only going to hold the trade on average of about 30 days. So the trade actually has closer to about a 96% probability of making money. Okay. But what happens in a trade like this, it's a 90% sounds great. But the first thing you should think, and I'm serious, okay? The first thing you should think to yourself, what is going to happen to me 10% of the time? And the other 10% of the time, the market whoosh, rips your face off. When you trade high probability strategies and you're wrong, okay, the hammer comes out and just bam, okay, you make $1, you make $1, make $1, make $1, make $1, lose 20. That is not a business you want to be in. Okay, it's not a business you want to be in. And people, this is what you did. This is what you did. You've gone out. And those of you that have sold premium, you've gone out and you've made money, made money, made money, made money, made money. You took one big loss and it took all of the money that you made and then some. Again, how many people have done that before? Okay, it's a lot. A lot of people do that. It's a train wreck. Your losses, they exceed the gains in the previous 3 or 30 trades. Okay. And I tell that story that way because, you know, for 15 years, okay, I saw everything that you did. You know, it's like nothing is ever going to surprise me. You couldn't show me a position ever or a loss ever that'll shock me. I've seen everything. 15 years. Okay. I flew in an emergency. I flew in to Chicago in the crash of 08 just to manage risk. I went back to what my roots in this business. I started in risk management. I went back to my roots and forget doing any live seminars and so forth. I went back to actually manage risk with Sosnoff and a guy by the name of Steve Rashis to throughout the financial crisis. Literally just sat there all day just dealing with crappy accounts. It's the greatest job ever because you've seen everything. I'm serious about that too. It was the worst job at the time, but it was the greatest job ever because there's nothing that I haven't seen. You know, and I watched accounts for the better part of 15 years. But I'll tell you what, I learned more now here at TheoTRADE because I'm trading now more than ever. Like this stuff is so critical. And I stress to you guys, people, they take big losses. They take big losses when you do this. And by the way, I appreciate that. Somebody said, speaks the truth about high probability, low reward. Okay. From experience, everybody goes through this. So they make money, big hit, and they take the big hit. And then somebody convinces you, you can fix it. You can fix it. And fix is a really, really dirty word in this business. I'm such a cynic about this because when you fix a trade, it's like, it's literally fixing a trade is like take a car, right? Drive it off of a cliff. So you took a car, off the cliff. And then you bring it to a body shop. And what is the car? What's the car going to look like? First of all, an amalgamation of crap. What's the body shop going to tell you? Oh, it's totaled. Let it go. And you say, no, I want my car to be perfect again. And they say, sir, it's cheaper to just buy a new car. People don't do that. Okay. They don't do that. They don't understand position management. They just don't get it. Fixes may work, but every time you fix anything in this business, you have to add more risk. What's the first thing you learn to do in this business? Don't add risk to a losing trade. You don't add risk, don't add risk to a losing trade because it'll kill you. Think about that. You got to get rid of it. You got to throw it out like yesterday's trash. Okay. You got to learn to do this right. You got to learn to correct good trades gone bad. Now, in just a moment, I am going to show you what I would term the full Monty of how to do this. Okay. When I say the full Monty, we're going to show you every nuance of how we really do this. Okay. But, okay, before I get there, I want to say this. If you want to learn how to do this in a smaller account, watch this. Okay. Small account or a big account without tying up margin. This is called the MES. It's the E, okay, mini micro. E mini micro, E mini micro. Now you could do this in the E mini itself. E mini though, big product. It's bigger. You want to learn something? Learn small. Okay. Learn small. Start in the micro. In the micro, I am going to go 100 days out. Now, I intentionally am in a $5,000 account. Okay. Look, I'm in a $5,000 account. You don't, it has no positions in it. And by the way, you can see everything I'm doing over here. I'm in a $5,000, it's a $5,900 account, right? And in this $5,900 account, okay, I am going to go look at an option. And here, these 5,200s, that'll work. If I actually loaded this trade up, okay, what's the margin in here? And I want you to see exactly what it is. I'm going to write it up over here. If I sell one of these, okay, and you're like, I don't even know what this product is. My margin, my buying power is affected by $682. $682 is the reduction in buying power. Can you handle that? And you go, yeah, that's not bad, man. That's kind of crazy. I didn't even know I could do that. And you go, what is this product? It's the same as the spiders. I traded the spiders a moment ago because, first of all, I have a lot of capital in my account, but I traded the spiders because I knew that people would know that. This is the MES. What's the MES? It's an option on a futures contract. You don't have to know anything about options on futures. You don't have to know anything. It trades exactly the same as the spiders. And you go, is it liquid? Okay, look, there's some contract size. See that? There's 1,000, 200 and some odd contracts on there. Look at all the contracts in here. Look at this. Okay. 3,000 here and 2,000 there and 2,000. This product, it's ironic. It's also liquid 100 days out. It's more liquid than most of the stuff 100 days out. Look at this. There's almost 5,000 contracts out there 100 days out. You go, who's trading that? We are. Okay. When I say we are, here, I'm actually going to switch accounts. Bear with me here for a second as I switch accounts. There we go. Sorry, it's hard to do on that screen. As I'm switching accounts, look, okay, you see right there, I have a position. Yeah, that's why there's size there. Anything that we trade here, anything we trade here, okay, trades huge. We touch it, trades huge. How is that possible? How is it plausible? Look, there's my trades. There's the big size. Because what we've done here with Ultima, okay, everybody's trading it. Like everybody is trading it. And that's critical. And it's been 3 years and we've been talking about this. So now, okay, I just scraped the surface of how you can do this with as little as $2,000 in your account. And you can do this in an IRA account. And the other thing, okay, is somebody says, I can't do this. My brokerage firm won't let me. Don't worry. We can help you there too. If your brokerage firm doesn't let you, okay, we can either give you a brokerage firm that will let you, okay, or we can have conversations with your firm. Doesn't mean their firm is always going to allow that though, because most firms, they don't care about you. All they want to do is get in, get out, and make money for themselves. So I'm going to show you kind of the full Monty right now. Okay. Now, when I get into this, we're going to go back. We're going to jump back to the spiders. And spiders are a $475 product. Okay. And we're going to sell some 515s, but we're not just going to sell calls. we're also going to sell puts all the way out here. You know, it's like crazy. These things are trading. By the way, the puts trade for double the value of the calls because puts have got what we term skew in them. Oh, I love skew. Okay, so here we have a market. Let's just start to write it up here. This is the SPY. Okay, welcome to the SPY, and the SPY is trading right at. We're going to put this 475. Do I own the spiders? No. Do I want to own the spiders? No. But it's trading at 475. I'm going to go out here, okay, and I'm going to sell some 515 calls, and I'm going to collect $1. Okay. Simultaneously, I might be out here selling. Let's get crazy. Let's sell. What did I look at? I was looking at like the 420 puts. Okay, those are going to be trading for $2. Now, before you know it, the market's going to move higher or lower. Let's say the market moves lower. If the market moves lower, probably also going to turn around, just build a little what we term inventory. I'm going to sell, okay, some 400 puts, probably collect $2 on those. Probably also going to turn around and sell, okay, 505 calls, collect $1. Before you know it, I might be selling 520 call, collect another $1 up here, okay? 30 put, collect $2. All I'm showing you here, and it looks, you know, esoteric the first time you see it. I'm selling 3 calls, okay? 3 calls, and I'm selling 3 puts. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Like people look at this and they go, oh. It's like, what are you freaking out about? Don't lose me. Don't freak out on me over here. You know what it looks like on an account statement? It looks like this. Okay. If you look at this, there's one lot, one lot, one lot, one lot, one lot. That's inventory. Inventory. Okay. Why do I call it inventory? Remember the example I gave you a moment ago about like the bottle of water? So you sell bottles of water on the street corner, and every time you sell a bottle of water, you basically make 50 cents. And the key is volume. You want to do as much volume of that water as possible. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. So you want to go out and you want to do as many bottles of water as you can. That's what this is. So why don't I just do one big trade? Because I want to distribute little amounts of risk, sprinkle, okay, my risk. What's wrong with this picture? I'm going to tell you exactly what's wrong with this picture. One day you're going to wake up and what's going to happen? You tell me, okay? By the way, this is the interactive portion of the session. One day you're going to wake up and what's going to happen to this marketplace? Anybody? Anybody? It's going to crash. I totally agree. Okay. Could crash to the upside too. I totally agree. But I'm actually going to show you it's going to go ba-boom. And when it does, you're screwed. I mean, look, I'm going to be very, very honest with you. At 15 years in the brokerage world of watching people sell options like this naked, no one can survive without risk mitigation. No one. Okay. I don't care how big your stomach is, how deep your pockets are. I've watched people with $100 million in their account. Okay. I mean, I've taken people, you know, and trained them out $100 million later and boom, they get beaten up. It doesn't make a difference. Okay. And you know, the greatest thing about the market, it does not discriminate. It hates all of us. That's the market is an entity and it goes as far out of its way as possible to screw each and every one of us individually. Once you get that into your head, you're going to be better in this business. Enter the hedges. Okay. This is the most essential portion. It's essential that you say like, okay, I'm the guy that's going to sell water. It doesn't matter that you're selling out of the money calls and out of the money puts. Okay. It matters that you're selling the right out of the money calls and out of the money puts. But then, okay, to survive, and it doesn't take much, you have to use some type of hedge. In a hedge to me, I know that this sounds really weird, but I always have to like think about this in some terms. And I always have an analogy for everything. A hedge to me, look, I live on an island. Okay. Although my island does not have a volcano, if it did have a volcano, as many of the islands around here do, I would actually, you know, like walk up and like throw the lamb into the volcano. I must sacrifice the lamb to the volcano every couple of months to keep the volcano from getting angry. Hedge is similar. Is a hedge, okay, cost effective? It is. Is a hedge cost effective? It is cost effective. But you do have to pay something. But you know what? If you go out and you're selling water and you have to hire employees, it's the same thing. You got to buy insurance for them. Okay. The hedge is very, very cost effective, but it does cost something. You know what the hedge is? It's the cost of doing business. Because in any business that you're in, you're going to have some type of insurance. You're going to have to, every business owner, period, has a hedge. Name one that doesn't. Okay. The hedge right now for what? Amazon is Bezos moving down to Florida. That's his hedge. I don't know if that's a great hedge. Okay. But the point that I'm trying to make with that, every business owner has some relative hedge. And if you've been in business and you have no hedges, okay, that is not good. Enter the hedges. What are the hedges? The first one, okay, is an RTS, better known as a risk twist spread. Okay. It's called a risk twist spread. Number two, this is the one I'm going to explain in a moment. Okay. This is a VIX vol spread. And number three is what we term a gamma iron. Okay. Time out. There's three possible hedges. The one I'm going to explain right now is going to be the VIX hedge, because I think the VIX hedge is the easiest one to explain. The VIX hedge is going to be a tiny little trade right here. Okay. We're going to put it on, and this is going to be known as a VVS. It's better known as a VIX vol spread. VVS, VIX vol spread. For those of you that do understand the VIX, now I'm no advocate of VIX, but the VIX options are they give you a very interesting hedge. What happens to the VIX? If the market goes down, the VIX goes where? Ba-boom, up. Okay. The VIX will explode. So if this marketplace started to sell off, and I mean sell off hard, I'm not talking like, oh, look, you're at 475. If the market got down to 430, let's all be very forthright. All hell just broke loose. 10% decline in the market. That VIX is going to go where? Okay. That's a mushroom cloud of a VIX. It's going to explode, this VIX trade. And that VIX trade is going to give you, okay, it's like a parachute or an umbrella over some of the risk, not all the risk, over some of this risk. That tiny little VIX spread, okay, only has to be placed a very nominal amount of times. And boom, it explodes, okay, and covers your downside risk. To the upside, you could actually use what's termed the gamma iron. You have to pass through the gamma iron before it can actually hit your risk. These are essential. I know there's like a lot of writing on the screen, and I'm selling here and I'm selling there, and he's talking about micros and he's got high probability trades. Here's the bottom line. Your inventory will work. Your inventory will work 95% of the time. Okay. But you know that once in a while, you're going to be in an aircraft and the damn door is going to get, blown out. Your hedge in that aircraft, probably your seatbelt is the best you can do. Okay. But the exact same thing is true here. 5% of the time, you're going to be riding along. You're just going to be taking profits and taking names. Don't get lazy. Hedge. The hedge is essential. This is premium selling. This is Ultima. This, okay, does not take a long time to learn. Okay. There's a reason that we call today's session Ultima Alerts. Okay. Because we are trading this, and our trades go out to you literally in real time off any mobile device. Okay. Now your mobile device, text messaging, we have it. Text messaging in Canada, we have it. Push notification. If you're not anywhere in the United States, you can't get text messages. You're in Singapore, it's the middle of the night. Okay. You get push notifications. Why? When we trade, you can trade with us. And it's a lot more than just alerts. We educate you in how to understand this if you are the individual that just wants to do it all themselves. Okay. But I'm telling you right now, okay, this is what you need. And this is what you need in your life. You want to get through, okay, this year, especially this year. This is why you want to sell premium. Okay. You can do this in a small account, even under $5,000. By the way, $5,000 is the minimum for a retirement account, but you can do it with $2,000 in any standard brokerage account. Okay. You produce positive decay, can enhance existing positions. It's an incredibly high probability of success. Okay. Again, most of the time, you just taking off trades, making money, taking off trades, making money. Okay. You never have to buy or sell the stock. Okay. You could be wrong on market direction and still produce profitable trades. Look, that rally that was huge at the end of last year, like, that rally is not easy, not easy to deal with. Okay. It's the first real time I've been challenged in 2 years. It's been 2 years since I've really been challenged. 2021, things got a little crazy to the upside. 2022, I mean, things were crazy in 2022, but just basically taking names and killing it. 2023, it's good. That last rally though is crazy. I am telling you right now, okay, you're still going to produce profitable trades, and you need this in your life in a marketplace of chaos. Selling premium could potentially bring in consistent returns while minimizing your risk. And we're going to talk in a moment about criteria. Before we get there, these, okay, as I say, are a few live trading examples. I want everybody to know right now, okay, when I say live trading examples, okay, first of all, this is TheoTRADE. This is TheoTRADE. This is the Ultima TheoTheta portfolio, okay? Everything that we do, you could just copy it and paste it into a trading application, okay? There's not an extraordinary number of trades. Look, this is just basically from June of 2023, okay, to present day. Obviously, I did some trades in the last few days in here, okay? But these are the trades. Those are open trades, and these are all the closed trades. Taking names and closing trades, right? Some of the trades I just roll out too, all right? All of these are available directly on Theo, and we have text notification on here, okay? Now the portfolio you're looking at right now, this is a $50,000 account. But all of those trades, I'm going to show you approximately about a year and a half of returns, and I'll show you the live portfolio. Variations of all of the following trades can be done with as little as $2,000 in a funded brokerage account, and you can do it in a retirement account. All right. Look, this is how the trades lay out. And if you're kind of curious where this comes from, this is a screenshot from thinkorswim. Okay. If you're kind of curious, like you go to thinkorswim, we're going to go to thinkorswim, we're going to go to my account statement. Okay. And we're going to pull up, those are the trades I just did today. We're going to pull up ES. Okay. I trade a lot of ES. I don't mind saying that. I trade a lot of ES. That's one of the main portfolios. And I'm going to pull up like 300 days of ES. If you want to see everything I've done in this account, okay, these are the trades. Not only that have been executed, you can see the exact date and time of the execution. These are trades have also been texted out. This is back from like last March. To open to close, to open to close, to open to open to open to close to close to close. Okay, hedges, okay, are also packed in here, can show you everything. The one thing that I am just emphatic about, what we do here at TheoTRADE is completely and totally no holds barred. Okay, you get to see everything that we do. I don't care. I'm going to have days that I'm down. I'm going to have days that I'm up. Okay, I take on a given day $7,000 to $10,000 of P&L. On a wild day, closer to $30,000 of P&L. That's my comfort level. That doesn't have to be your comfortability. Okay, but in an average day, I'm at $7,000 of P&L. That's my variance. On a wild day, it's $30,000 of P&L. Give or take a few thousand on that one. But I'm just going to show you, these are individual trades that were placed. I started with Tesla and just showing you, this is all the way back in 2021. You're like, oh, really, man? You going that far back? I'm going to show you 18 months like that. I'm just going to scroll through here. Is that okay with everybody? I don't want to get bogged down on this. 58% return, 57%, 53%. Okay. This, people, is every trade that I've done. Okay. And there's going to be a couple of losses in here, but it is few and far between. And I'm showing you QQQ and IWM and IWM. Look, there's a 19% loss. Time out. There's a loss. It happens. Okay. And I'm just scrolling through the trades and I'm just showing you, okay, the more that you see in here, then we're going to switch products, because once you get more comfortable, we actually kind of turn up the dial in what you can trade. So this is 2021, because the portfolio, we really started tracking and trading live in 2021. I was trading it in 2020 as well, even through the COVID crash. But 2021 is when we went live for all retail traders in here. Okay. As I scroll through here, now you can see I'm trading ES. And look, everything is right around a what? 50% return. Okay. And I know I'm going through a lot, but I literally took every single trade. Okay. Oh, a Christmas tree. I forgot about this. The mighty Christmas tree. The mighty Christmas tree spread has got like its own hedge intact in here. So this is a little bit up the food chain, but we teach you how to do this too. If you want to learn how to do a Christmas tree trade, it's freaking sweet. You could do this very minimal margin as well. That trade, I sold it for $21 and basically got out of it for a $3 debit. So $21, $3 debit, do the math, boop, 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 okay. I made 18 bucks on that one. That is huge, okay. 57%. And I'm just scrolling through here. Look, not everything works perfectly, okay. Most of the stuff, though, should be right around that 50% return. Another Christmas tree. Oh, Don loves his Christmas trees. So scrolling through over here, all right, 50%, 57%, 54%, another Christmas tree. This one I actually changed up. Look at this, okay? That was what? $3,953 profit on one unit, meaning if you did one of these Christmas trees, you basically made $4,000. That's the biggest one in terms of, and by the way, yes, I am promoting the fact that that's the biggest Christmas tree I've ever landed. One unit made almost $4,000. That was gold, Jerry. It's gold. Okay. And yes, I am actually, I brought that one right to the profit of the unit because I was pretty proud of that one. Now we're into 2022. Okay. We're just rocking ES bond. You know, you don't see that many stuff, that much stuff in here. Another Christmas tree spread over here, made $1,000 on that one, 50% return. And again, you're like, oh, it's kind of boring, man. You just trade the same stuff. Yeah. You know what? Newsflash. I don't care if it's boring. I'm really only in this business for one thing, and that's to come out profitable. Okay. But we changed a lot here at TheoTRADE in the last 3 years. And one of the biggest differentiating factors here at TheoTRADE, by the way, I'll talk about the end of the portfolio here in a second. One of the biggest differentiating factors here at TheoTRADE, we did education. Okay. But over the last 3 years, we're doing a lot of trade alerts. I trade. I don't mind sending out my trades. Okay. And we do that for everybody that wants them. Anybody and everybody that wants them, we send you the trades. And there's different portfolios you can even look at too. It doesn't cost you more. There's like a TheoTheta large portfolio if you have a $50,000 account. There's a TheoTheta small portfolio. If you have, for instance, like a $2,000 or $5,000 account, you select. By the way, here I ran through like a few hundred trades, right? And all of them made basically 50%, a couple losses in there. But I'm just showing you. You're like, why did it end in May of 2022? Because I showed you 18 months of examples, right? After that, if you want to see more, you just come here, okay? And this is on our site, and we show you every trade. This is 2022 on. Look, I can go, 4 pages deep, and it shows you everything I did in 2022. Okay, to open, to open, to open, to close, to close, to close. These are what the portfolios effectively look like. Okay, and that portfolio looks exactly like this. Obviously, this is part of the TheoTRADE site. Okay, the other thing we have on TheoTRADE site is look at this. This is live. Okay, when I say live, this is our clientele, and Brandon Chapman, is one of our instructors. He's doing a trade. So if you are so inclined to trade with us, you trade all day, every day. All right, that's what we do. This is what we do, and this is all part of TheoTRADE. And then somebody says, "How am I going to learn this?" Start here menu. Options 101, options 201, options 301. People, this is all here. This is what we're about. If you don't have a lot of time, that's not a problem for us. Okay. Every trade that we showed here was displayed live on TheoTRADE. Okay. When I say live on TheoTRADE, you're like, but I can't watch it all day for 6 hours a day. We do. We broadcast for 6.5 hours a day. That's why we provide real-time trade alerts. That's why we have our own mobile application. See if I actually pull it up right now. Okay. When I say we have our own mobile application, I mean it. Okay. Oh, it disappeared. Okay. It's a TheoTRADE mobile application. And that mobile application has push notifications or text messages. We do both. We blast both at the exact same time. So a fraction of a time is enough to see results. Like I just don't want anybody to feel like, oh, I got to be glued to the computer. Okay. I'm not even glued to my computer, not as much as I used to be in recent years. Okay. And that's because of the mobile devices. Like I am a lot of times wherever, like I leave during the day, I look at my phone. Okay. I don't mind saying that. Look at the phone. I love the mobile device. I actually trade off of my phone and iPad as much as I trade on the computer over here. Again, A fraction of your time is enough, okay, to see results. We provide now, and it's so critical because it's a differentiating factor, real-time trade alerts. Okay. Look, it's just not a better time to do this. If you do not have time to spend learning a new skill set, we're going to hold your hand, okay, while in the learning curve. You can trade this stuff literally tomorrow, right? Selling premium is also a wonderful hedge for recessionary times. I don't know if a recession's coming. It's a soft landing. It's a hard landing. Any way you want to put it, it's still a landing. But markets are going to be, I don't want to say could be, markets are going to be in bouts of volatility for years to come. All you have to do is look what the Fed has done. They have a $7.7 trillion balance sheet. Okay. Debt levels are extreme. Interest rates are high. You tell me how there's a great outcome out of this. Okay. There might be. I don't see it, but there might be. Either way, you're going to pass through a whole lot of volatility in the years to come. Okay. Upside could be very diminished. Mike, this was actually one of the reviews. If you're serious about trading, TheoTRADE is by far the best resource out there. If you cannot make dollars, you're not paying attention. Their instructor's the best in the business. Look, characteristics of selling Ultima Premium. The attributes of doing this are undeniable. You don't buy or sell the stock. Risk is fine-tuned. We can actually teach you the hedges, okay, to fine-tune your risk to precisely your comfort level. You're not going to use a stop order. You can vary time frame, minimize risk. Okay, probability of profitability is incredibly high. It's a perfect strategy to enhance a stock portfolio. If you already have stocks, we can help you with that. It's an excellent tool to seek returns, to build an account. And new products, that MES that I showed you, those micros, allow for the sale of options in nearly any account size. Look, building a portfolio of options. The one aspect about this that I just, do not let the options portions of this intimidate you. Look, options are the quickest, the fastest, the safest, the easiest way to get where you want to go in the stock market. Okay. But you have to learn to use them correctly. Options are like a giant power tool. If you don't know how to use a power tool, you're going to lop off a couple of fingers. That's the same thing with options, right? Let the alerts do the initial work for you. The heavy lifting, okay, is that learning curve. Selling premium, though, can initially be done for very minimal credits and minimal risk. Let the alerts do the work for you. You can sell Ultima Premium and minimize risk. Maybe you don't know anything about options, or you have limited experience in placing options. Again, don't let that intimidate you. You need the strategies for the foreseeable future. As I mentioned moments ago, okay, this is TheoTRADE. This is the start here menu, okay? This is how you're going to get ramped up. I'll tell you right now, somebody in here could have 20 years of experience trading. Watch order execution part 1, 2, and 3, eye-opening. There's stuff in there that you never would have thought of that's going to give you better execution, okay? Look, we can show you how and when to sell premium in a matter of a couple of hours. And now, again, with real-time alerts, be prepared for this market. Look, this is what you need to successfully sell Ultima Premium. You got to know what underlying stocks or indices make the best candidates. I already showed you the spiders, the S&Ps, the micros. What volatility should I seek out? Too much volatility, you're dead. Too little volatility, you're not going to collect enough premium. What options expiration do I select? Like if you guys looked at an option chain lately, look at the option chains here in the ES. Serious, look at the option chains. Look how many options there are. There's a lot of options on those options. Think about that. Look how many option chains there are. It's crazy, okay? We will zero you in to precisely the right expiration. Exactly which option should I sell? What's the delta of the option you sell? Which options do I buy? Like the hedge, how many hedges do I buy? How do I build the position? I need to know exactly how many options to sell in terms of puts and calls, and then how many of those hedges do I need? Okay, do I need a large amount of capital in my account to do this? Absolutely not. What's the right amount of risk for me? Okay, the right amount of risk for you, that's for you to decide. But we have criteria, okay, to help guide you to get to that number. Like if you say, I do not want to lose more than X, okay, we can help you with that. We can rationally look at it and say it's a $5,000 account, $10,000 account, it's a $100,000 account, it's a $250,000 account, and we can dial you in. What are the percentage returns supposed to be? You're supposed to make about 50% on each individual trade. That doesn't mean that you're making 50% off the account, again and again and again. Okay, it doesn't work that way. Risk mitigation here is paramount. Okay, how do I protect myself from crashes? Hedge. Okay, hedge now and forever hold your peace. Let me show you exactly what we do here at TheoTRADE. TheoTRADE creates recipes in trading, and now real-time alerts when trade opportunities arise. Trading is all about answering the what ifs, a good stock or ETF candidate to sell premium in, the correct expiration cycle, how much capital do I commit, what do I sell, what do I buy, can I limit my risk? We have the answer to those questions, and we have trade alerts. We build, okay, definitive recipes here. They're checklists at TheoTRADE. It's a checklist like if you hopped into the cockpit, this is terrible to say this, but if you hopped into the cockpit of a Boeing 737, check the door, okay? If you hopped into the cockpit of a Boeing 737, nobody just hops into the cockpit, turns a key and throttle up, let's go, baby, get in the back, okay? It doesn't work that way. Everything is a detailed checklist. And then when they're in flight, they have another checklist. That's how we run here. We have checklists. We'll give you the right strike options. How far out do you go? Liquidity, every nuance. What if the market goes up? What if the market goes down? What if dividends are coming? What if it's actually triple witch expiration? Every nuance, okay, is covered in there. That's what we're trying to do, each unique variable. And now we're taking this, again, a step behind. It's welcome to TheoTRADE alerts. We answer the questions. When do I close the premium sale? How many option contracts? The right probability? What if we sell off big? Do I bail out of a trade? What if we rally massively? Can I fix a losing position? It's about how, it's about why, it's about when, it's about what price. And I'm telling you right now, this is just the beginning of the variables that you're going to face while selling Ultima options for a living. Look, you can read about what selling Ultima Premium is. You can read about this. You can Google sell premium. 10,000 pages are going to come up, okay? Mostly advertisements, but 10,000 pages. You know what they're not going to show you, okay? They're not going to show you the criteria. They're not going to show you the criteria. Maybe you already know how to build a couple of trades. They're not going to show you the criteria, okay? You need the criteria. You need TheoTRADE's alerts. 25 plus years trading experience. That's just me. That doesn't include Jeff Bierman, who's been in this industry now for over 30 years, and Blake Young, okay, and Brandon Chapman, and Todd Sweet, okay, and again, I can go on, and Corey Rosenblum, and Tony Rago, okay, and Gianni Ponce. We have all of these on staff, most of which, okay, are CMTs as well. That, okay, is where criteria comes from. We had access to client order flow for 15 years, viewed and studied millions of trading accounts. I ran education at both thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade for the better part of 15 years, okay, watching the largest option order flow in the industry. Ultima Trade Alerts, it is your recipe for success. The following strategy and the corresponding criteria requires the utmost attention to detail, and we spent years fine-tuning this trade setup. When Ultima first started 3 years ago, I did sessions. We've refined it even further and further from further. We've been working on this for like 15 years, okay? And now we also, in addition to giving the education, in addition to giving the criteria, real-time alerts at the convenience of a mobile device. Look, Ultima Income Generator alerts. I am the trader, okay, and portfolio manager. Minimum account size for TheoTheo Small, okay? You can do it with as little, okay, as $2,000 in the account. I always suggest $5,000. TheoTheo, the big boy portfolio, is $50,000. If you say, whoa, wait, I have $10,000. What am I going to follow? Okay, what you do is this times 2. Okay, text and push notification. But this still gives you full access to everything we do at TheoTRADE. It gives you all the education we do at TheoTRADE. It gives you 6.5 hours, okay, of streaming a day live. Okay, trade alerts for 3 months. Okay, what is it? All right, it's $397. I'm not done yet. Don't like people tune out. Oh, it's going to cost something. It's $397. I'm going to stop right there and say there's a full money back guarantee on it. Trade with us for the next 3 months. okay? And I'm going to go over this in detail in a minute. Trade with us for the next 3 months. At any point, if you're not satisfied, just ask for your $397 back. Why do I say that? People, look, okay? We have about just under 6,000 clients right now. This is $397. Okay. This is not an introductory price. We don't do a little dance, make a little love, and then upcharge. It's $397. Okay. It's also going to include, okay, a very, very, okay, intense mentorship. If you so choose, you can literally get, it's pretty much one-to-one in a mentorship. It's all included in the $397. I'll explain that as well in a moment. If you follow me right now to TheoTRADE.com/SKU, okay? TheoTRADE.com/SKU. Bear with me here as I pull it up, okay? Now, let's see if I can get that. TheoTRADE.com/SKU. Let me actually put the web address in here, okay? When I say TheoTRADE.com/SKU, it's S as in Sam, K as in kick, E as in echo, W. All you have to do is come in here and click add to cart, okay? Now, again, I haven't explained even a fraction of the items that are available to you, okay? But I want you guys to know it's $397. Okay, you can even set up payments if you want to do it. Like we do it a little differently that way, but it's $397 at any point in the next 3 months. Okay, even like 89 days from now, if you're not happy, get your $397 back. Okay, there's one thing I'm so adamant about. You ready? We want people that want to be here. That's how we actually built this company to just about 6,000 clientele. And they're not members. This is not a membership. We don't auto renew. We don't auto bill. I want you guys to know this. Okay. All right. And by the way, it includes all the online courses. It includes everything that we do here at TheoTRADE, because somebody's already asking that. It gives you access to the chat room. You realize that people charge $300 a month for a chat room. You're never going to find another chat room like this. Okay. You never find another chat room like this. We do 6.5 hours a day live. Okay. We have emails that come out before the market. Okay, this is actually right now Slim Miller. This is cyclical analysis, technical analysis. Okay, we have everything in here. We have TheoTRADE tutorials. You even get access. Okay, look at this. This is the class archive. You ready for this? Option classes, option newbie, technical analysis, day trading. You have access to all of this. It's not just the alert service. I just want to show you, I am your option resident geek. So being the resident option geek, we give you classes on catapults and flyby and Z-spread and inflection point and Ultima and income accelerator. You have access to all in here. You want to see catapult? I love catapult. I love talking about catapult. Okay, you're like, I don't even know what that is. You will. Okay, oh, you will. Every single class in here has a structured and detailed curriculum. I'll come back a little bit here, okay? And like inflection point spreads. Inflection point spreads is one of my favorite classes that I put together. You get access to the entire PowerPoint. It's all in here. And again, I'm so emphatic about it because, I get excited about stuff that it's not just a good deal. There's nothing that comes close to what we're doing. Okay, you could go out and you could spend $30,000 on a stock market education and it will pale in comparison. Okay, I am so sure of it. We'll give you a money back guarantee. The money back guarantee is like, look, we just want people that want to be here. If you don't want to be here, we totally get it. Please take your $400 back. It's $400. It doesn't that's not what this is about. By the time we sign you up for $400, okay, we don't make any money unless you want to continue your education. You go, how much does it cost? Okay, after that, okay, you can sign up for like monthly, like $100 a month. That's it. Okay, I got one more for you. You guys want to see it? With this today, just hear me out because I'm going to show it to you in a minute. With this today, we will give you the beginner's guide to Ultima Trade's mastermind. What a mastermind is, okay, it's a mentorship for 6 weeks. Again, it's a mentorship for 6 weeks. It begins January 29th. There's more than enough time. You enroll today and get yourself ramped up a little bit, okay? You go to this, it is Brandon Chapman. And Brandon Chapman is capable in this to even give you one-to-one support. We give you support on email as well. It's all in here. If you signed up for just this is included, by the way, if you signed up for just this, okay, that mentorship alone would sell for $1,000. We're giving it to you. And the reason we're doing that, the success rate of our clientele that go through his mentorship, okay, is infinitely higher. Basically, what we're saying is people that go through that mastermind, which is included, okay, they never leave TheoTRADE. That's the idea. We want you to be profitable. Look, it's in everybody's best interest here. Okay. I don't give a crap about the $397. The best interest for everybody here, you make money. And you got to understand that about this firm. Okay. That you make money. We also have relationships with all of the biggest brokerage firms. We have relationships with Tasty, obviously. Okay. Because I know though everybody that founded Tasty, the guys were like my best men at my wedding. So literally a relationship with Tasty, a relationship with Charles Schwab, which is TD Ameritrade. We have relationships at Morgan Stanley, which is E-Trade, relationships, okay, at all of them. You know, everybody in the brokerage business, okay? We want you to succeed. And they're going to tell you the same thing over here is this is the place. You want to learn this business, this is the place to do it, okay? Now, look, TheoTRADE.com/SKU. You can enroll for it now as I explain the rest of it, okay? This is for 3 months. In that 3 months, you can cancel anytime. There is a no stipulations money back guarantee. I'll detail that in a moment. It's $397. Again, it's TheoTRADE.com/SKU. Now, the Ultima income generator alerts. It's a positive theta portfolio. It's premium selling. Okay. This is not the only portfolio that you have access to. It's no holds barred trading. You get to see everything that I do. Okay? And I talk about it. And in addition to it, I'm even going to send you a weekly video. If you can't watch day to day, there's a 12-minute video that I send out that updates you on everything. Full disclosure, all trades, opening, closing, hedging. It's me that's doing the trading. I don't have like a little monkey behind me that, pops out and trades. Okay. It's me trading. I sit here all day anyway. Okay. Actually, I like to do most of the trading now though on my mobile device, as I was saying that earlier. We also have a TheoTheta small portfolio. The small portfolio, anywhere from $2 to $5 grand, it works. Now, here is Brandon Chapman's, okay, beginner's guide to Ultima Trades Mastermind. That mastermind, it kicks off January 29th. I am telling you, that alone, it's $1,000 value. And again, why did we started including it? We just started that recently. And the reason we started including it is when you sign somebody up that's new, like yourself, okay, you sign up that's new, we want you to survive. We want you to thrive. We want you to make money. If that includes sitting for Brandon, okay, for an hour, just an hour for 6 weeks, okay, just once a week for 6 weeks, you get 6.5 hours, of Brandon. If that increases, okay, your ability and your survivability through the learning curve, totally worth it. I don't care what it costs us, okay, because you know what? You have ample opportunity to make money in this business. You go through that, we actually see, again, the attrition rate of our clientele goes down. Basically, what we're saying is, okay, that's the way to actually make money. Somebody's going to sit down and hold your hand and get you into those first couple of trades. Q&A sessions, you've got them there. Skill building, supportive community, that's the mentorship. It is completely included. As I said, it's a riskless trade. It's a 90-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied in the next 90 days, email support@TheoTRADE and receive a full refund. I want to make something clear. I know, like gym memberships, you have to basically give blood to get out of a gym membership. I hate that crap. I want to make that clear. I don't like it. I had that happen to me during COVID. During COVID hit, I moved to the Virgin Islands. I had a gym membership in Arizona. I couldn't get out. They said, oh, you have to actually come in. I'm like, first of all, I'm out of the country. Second of all, I'm locked down out of the country. Third of all, they're like, oh, they can go to a post office. I'm like, it's not the same. Okay. I'm not here. There is no excuses. There are no questions. There's no commentary needed. Email us. Ask for your money back. You don't even have to put, look, I get it. Life circumstances. I can't reiterate enough. We will never fight with somebody, okay, over what? $397. We're not going to fight with $397. We don't want anybody being like pissed off at us, okay? You know what's funny? Okay, and you may not find it funny, but I do. People once in a while will get their money back at TheoTRADE. They'll go try 5 other things. They always come back. Let me tell you something about TheoTRADE. Everybody comes back. That's how we have 6,000 clientele. Everybody comes back because, as I said a moment ago, there is nothing out there at any price that's going to be anywhere comparable to what we have here. I mean, Jeff Bierman, one of our instructors, his specialty is technical analysis, charts. Jeff Bierman built, okay, mind you, built over 3/4 of the studies in the thinkorswim charts. How do I know that? Because you worked in my group, right? My group was directly responsible for charts and scanning technology of thinkorswim. Okay, nobody understands the business better than him. He's also a professor of finance at Loyola. Okay, right now I think it's about almost $50,000 a year to go to Loyola, or you get Jeff Bierman here for $397. Every one of us, and I also want you guys to know, every single one of us, we answer emails. If you email and say, I need to talk to Don Kaufman, it'll come to me. Okay. I answer like 4 or 5 hours emails a day. I don't sit in front of my computer and answer emails. I answer them on my phone. We use Zendesk. I answer them on my phone. I answer them on my iPad. Okay. We use third-party tech to be able to like help us and answer them easier and so forth. It's great. Okay. I have no problem. Look, there's no excuses, no questions, no commentary. Like I always drive this 90-day money back guarantee because, you know, the easiest thing for you to do is it's a riskless trade. You might as well try it. It's a completely riskless trade. Look, the Ultima alert. All of this comes in the comfort of your mobile device. Now, yes, I'm showing an Apple. Okay. If you have Android, I forgive you, Android users. Now, I don't mind. Okay. If you have an Android device, it's fine. Okay, we have apps for Android. We have apps for Apple. Okay, this is the TheoTHEO portfolio. You get access to it. Okay, the Ultima portfolio returns 37.6% annualized return over the last 3 years. Okay, on a $50,000 account turned into 130. Again, that is compounded. Non-compounded would be 106. Okay, we figured this out. We sat down and like did all the math behind it. So $50,000. Okay, and you look at this, that was being risk averse. Could you have done better? You could have. You also could have dialed it back and been what? You know, a little bit more constrained if you wanted to. Weekly alerts. This is a video. I send a video out every Friday. I know this is September 15th. Every Friday, I send a video out. The video is 12 minutes at max. It updates you on everything that we've done that week. It just basically says, look, here's the portfolio. Okay. This is what we're thinking. Good, bad, or indifferent. Okay. We're going to roll this. We're not going to roll that. Okay. We're getting beaten up here, but we're not getting beaten up there. All right. We have one losing trade, but the other 3 trades are making money. And we take you through every nuance. That's what the video update does. This is what a text message looks like. This is the TheoTHEO small portfolio. This was buying the 4,700 calls and selling the 4,850 calls. Even money. This is a rolling order on an existing trade, not a new trade. This is what you do, okay, to get out. There's wiggle room to get out of a bad position. Okay, roll up, roll out. Roll up, roll out. This is another order. Okay, from all the way back in September, but buying the 4750 call, okay, for a 50% profit. Here's yet another one, okay, buying the 4900 call for 50% profit. Here's yet another one. What do we have over here? Okay, this is opening position, selling a call and a put. This is strangling. You sell a call, sell a put. Okay, this one's done for almost a $32 credit. If you had an existing hedge, it even talks about the hedge in the text message. That is how easy. This is an opening position. Okay, some of you, this makes sense. We'll explain this. Sell a 4850 call. Sell a 3650 put. What do? Boom, trade's on. Okay, great. Then what do? You wait. Okay, you wait. Look, what our members are saying. The education is second to none. And if you're a novice when it comes to markets and trading, the training material is superb, professional, organized, written in plain English. The professionals at TheoTRADE have all the content you could get. Okay, you to whatever level you want to take your trading investing education to. Been a member for 3 years, and I'm still growing, learning, and really enjoying the experience. Comes from June 12th, 2023. This one actually comes from a gentleman in Australia. Okay, I live in Western Australia. Okay, completed a masterclass. This is actually me doing the Brandon thing. Okay, Tasty Trade he's trading at. He grew his account from 18,000 to 31,000 in 12 months using the micros. Okay, now he's advancing into the ES, being mindful, okay, of the margin rule. All right, 1 or 2 more. Okay, look, for your information, my daughter's futures account, ES micros only, doubled the value in 2 years. Okay, even through 2022. Okay, I want to thank you for all the different staff and point of views in trading. This year, I did more of what works and less of what didn't. Okay, thanks to your selling premium and inflection point hedges, took 12 grand to over 32,000 in 18 months, and have been doing your method. Thanks again so much. Look forward to new ideas in the coming year. Right? Consistent, valuable education supported on an ongoing basis. Look, get into TheoTRADE now. We're going to work with you directly. There are 30 spots today on the riskless trade deal. Now, we do that. When I say riskless trade deal, it's a 90-day money-back guarantee. The first 30 people to enroll for it get the 90-day money-back guarantee. We just do that to incentivize you to enroll for this today, right? Again, we give you unlimited email mentoring. That is critical because in today's environment, like, who are you going to call if you need help? And I'm serious about that. Who are you going to call for $397 for the next 3 months? If you sent us one email a month, just with a generalized question, okay, it could save you tens of thousands of dollars. If I sent you one email a month, okay, it's worth it. It could save tens of thousands of dollars. You can't call Charles Schwab anymore and be like, hey, Chuck, what do you think? No one will tell you, okay? No one will tell you, all right? So it's critical in there, just absolutely critical. Now, okay, you have a voice of reason. You can bounce ideas. By the way, when we talk about email and unlimited email, mentoring, you can ask trade-related questions. Okay, most of us, I've had every brokerage license imaginable. I've had my Series 3, which is principal broker dealer or principal futures. Okay, Series 4, which is an option principal. Series 7, which is just your regular brokerage license. My Series 24, which is my principal broker dealer. My Series 66, which is a 63 and a 65 combined with it. I did Australian licensing, which is like a P something or other. Can't even remember what the hell the Australian licensing was. And I've taken 2 Canadian regulatory exams. Do you know what that makes me? Good at taking tests. Well, I can answer questions, though. And it's so important, okay? Where we can answer trade-related questions. You don't have to say my dog's roommate's girlfriend. Dog's roommate's girlfriend, okay, has a trading question. Just say, look, I'm in trouble. Just try to get that email to us, okay? So the 397 riskless offer, we've never done it before like this because what we're doing now is giving you, okay, the mastermind. People can go, yeah, I'm going to the website and I'm going to sign up. You don't get the mastermind. The mastermind costs $1,000. We're giving it to you in the $397 package. That's why this has never been done before. And we're doing the mastermind in here because the mastermind is good. And look, it's all recorded. If you can't make it live, it's all recorded. And you can still email Brandon and get that one-to-one response. It's just, I'm emphatic about that because there are questions that you don't necessarily want to pose in front of a large group of people. It's not a large group of people. When Brandon does this, okay, be handful of people. You can, and again, we literally break it down into very, very small, mastermind groups. You can ask him anything and everything. And if you're not comfortable, you can do it on email. That's huge. Look, get into TheoTRADE now. And as I said a moment ago, it's TheoTRADE.com/SKU. One aspect I wanted to bring up in here, because I think I forgot to do it. When you click add to cart, and this pops up, be sure to put in your phone number. Be sure to put in your phone number. Your phone number automatically enrolls you for text messaging. It's not going to be a million messages. It's actually very, very hands off. We're not one of these firms like, oh, we need to message you. We need to message you. Okay, we'll message you when we're going to trade. Text messages come from a 602 number in the United States. 602 is Arizona. So we live between Arizona. I say we, it's me. Me and my family live between Arizona and St. Croix. I spend most of the year here in St. Croix. I do go back and forth, but we do the text messaging out of Arizona because the St. Croix phone number, it's weird. Nobody knows where it's coming from. So we switched it back to the 602 number. Canadian clientele has a 647 number. Again, it's TheoTRADE.com/SKU. Okay. Been a subscriber 4 years, and this is the only organization that has actually taught me how to consistently make money in the markets, right? And that's, again, June 12th, 2023. Now I'm going to answer a couple of generalized questions for you guys, okay? And then I'm going to answer specific questions. If you guys have specific questions and you fired them into the chat, Okay, I can actually type answers back to you, or I can answer them live in here. Okay. Somebody said start with $250,000. Okay, how much money should I put in each trade? Actually, so that we're going to cover that in some detail. Initially, to be fair, okay, if you've never done this before, if you have a $250,000 account and you've never done this before, okay, I am very forthright to say you shouldn't be going to full allocations. You should trade micros until you get a good feel for it. So you should trade a $250,000 account initially, initially, like it's a $5,000 account. After you actually go to task, $250,000 account, you go to portfolio margin. Okay, you still fire like onesie twosies and the spiders, put on a couple of Christmas trees, but at that point, you'll allocate about 1/3 of the liquidity of the account. Okay, from 1/3 of the account, you just divide out by 3 expirations that you're trying to get into. Okay, and I can show you all the math behind that. And it's in the class because part of the original Ultima class. There's an entire subsection in the original Ultima class that deals expressly with capital allocation. There's almost an hour in the class in capital allocation. So if you're so inclined, more than happy to kind of gear you in that direction. Okay, because not everybody has a $250,000 problem. I think it's a good problem to have. All right. General questions, specific questions. I will read off the names as you enroll. Okay. Some people are already asking me, like, hey, did I get in the first 30 people? Okay. I'm going to let you know right now, though. All right. First batch of names is coming through. I'll just explain this as I read them. Nicholas S. from Colorado, Christopher A. from Washington, David A. from North Carolina, Danny D. from Texas, okay, and I'm gonna butcher this, Mendy from Massachusetts, okay. The reason I'm reading the names off, those are names. It takes about 5 to 7 minutes after you enroll for me to actually see your name in here, but I'm just confirming we see you. You'll get an email from us almost immediately, a verification of username and password. Okay. I'm going to go through these general questions and I'll get to some specific questions. General questions. You need a laptop and internet connection. People always ask that. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm changing this. You don't even need a laptop anymore. I argue you do everything off your mobile device. Okay. And I know you can do everything off your mobile device. I had an issue on Monday of this week. So I know we're on Wednesday. I had an issue of Monday of this week. Okay. We are in St. Croix. Now, I have battery backup on everything here, and I have generators in the house. We lost power on the whole island for 7 hours. And the only thing that worked, the internet, we lost internet because the internet doesn't work off of my local power. It actually works off of, power on the island. My phone still worked. I traded off the phone. It was the entire trading session. We went down, traded off the phone the entire day. It's great. Okay. I actually, you know what? I fully appreciated it. I got out of my office and was sitting out. I literally was sitting out with like my feet in my pool, trading, the big smile on my face that day. And I'm like, I didn't want to be in my office on Monday anyway. It worked out nicely. Okay. We have everything you need to be able to get started. Okay. By the way, I even took a picture and sent it to the other guys at TheoTRADE of like legs in the pool. It's not pretty, people, but legs in the pool with taking the picture with the phone. Anyway, we have everything you need to get started. If there's something, okay, that you need that we haven't shown you here, let us know. We'll take you into it. All right. Oh, two more names came in here. Gabriel S. from Texas, Thomas B. from Florida. Just reading off the names as they're coming in over here. I've read off now about 7 or 8 names. Okay, this is not a membership. We do not auto renew or auto bill. Everybody's always worried about what happens after the 3 months. After the 3 months, we'll send you an email and you have to do what's called positive consent. You have to say, I want to do TheoTRADE again. And that's what we want. We want you to be here forever. Okay, it's okay. Like you go, I don't want to be here forever. Okay, it's okay. Works out, in the long run to about $100 a month. It's not bad because you get to bounce ideas off of us. We now provide weekly update videos. You can follow all the moves we make. We provide access to TheoTRADE Mobile, which gives you push notifications on top of text messages. Add your cell phone number, receive text alerts. You can email us anytime. You will receive a response within 24 hours, including trade-related questions. By the way, 24 hours. The average response time, okay, for an email is much less than that, but we have to put 24 hours. And the reason I put that in there, I don't want you to email me on a Friday afternoon, with 10 minutes to go to the close, like, oh, I need help right now. Okay, look, you got to give us a little bit of lead time. We trade, right? Variations of the trades are available inside of an IRA or retirement account, and you can do this with as little as $2,000 in a funded account. We can help you get approved for options trading at several major brokers. That one is big. A lot of people say, I can't do this. I can't do this. Okay, but you can. Somebody said for $100 a month, do I get alerts? Okay. Yeah, after you sign up and the initial 3 months is over, so you do this at $397. After you sign up and the initial 3 months is over, you still get alerts at $100 a month. Absolutely. We don't take anything away. Okay, unless you want us to. Z. There's 30 riskless spots. By the way, again, we'll help you with several major broker dealers. Okay, there's 30 riskless spots available, which going pretty quick. I'm actually watching. I've got this on my phone over here. Okay, let's make sure that we're up to speed on reading off some of the names. Okay, a few more names are actually coming in right now. And again, Tam L from California. Tam L from California. I'll also see your name. As I said, it takes about 7 minutes for me to see your name come through. Look, get results, take action, enroll for TheoTRADE now. There's no risk to you, right? So TheoTRADE.com/SKU. Okay, I'm going to answer some of the general questions in here. I am going to put this page up here. If you're looking for the link to the expected move indicator, it's down below. Okay, below where? Again, it's TheoTRADE.com/SKU. TheoTRADE.com/SKU. S is in Sam, K is in kick, E is in echo, W. TheoTRADE.com/SKU. Okay, in the first 30, it's again, there's a money back guarantee, expected move indicator for thinkorswim. All right, I'm going to answer a couple of specific questions. Oh, one other aspect. Somebody was actually saying, hey, I want somebody to talk to. If you want somebody to talk to right now, okay, 2 ways. Number 1, you can come in here and actually live chat with us. Number 2, you want somebody on a phone right now, go for it. Okay, the number 623-244-5657. Again, okay, if that's a specific question, okay, please, by all means, pick up the phone. It's okay, they're waiting, right? 623-244-5657. Now, we can answer a lot of questions typing back and forth, okay, but there is a team that does pick up the phone, okay, especially during these sessions. They're sitting there. It's 623-244-5657. I always forget about that, but at the exact same time, because we live in such a digital world, like nobody wants to pick up a phone. But you know what? I think there's some questions in here that are worth picking up a phone for. So pick up the phone, ask them a question. It's fine. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to just do it this way. Again, I just put the number into the chat room again, 623-244-5657. They'll actually pick up the phone and again, walk you through it. So there is an expected move calculator for Tasty. It's actually on the platform, not necessarily on the charts like I described earlier. Tasty is building a full scripting capacity though. So by all means, that will be available in the very near future on Tasty. So again, TheoTRADE.com/SKU. I actually want to answer these questions. If SPY goes up in 35 days and the premium for the 515 strike may be higher than $1.19, how do you handle this? So let's say the trade goes against us. The market goes straight up and you can't get out of your call, okay, because you're not profitable. There's several ways to handle it. Number 1 way to handle this, okay, obviously somebody's like, you're just going to take a loss. You don't necessarily have to take a loss. Depends how far up the market goes. If the market goes up significantly, you can sit there and just let the trade that's not profitable, okay, basically let it work. That's one way to do it. And you're like, well, what do you mean just let it work? Well, it's on for 100 days instead of taking it off after 30 days, okay? The other thing you can do is you can actually pick the trade up and roll it out. Actually, in one of the text messages that you saw, there was a roll in there. I actually put the roll for the text message, which means I would buy back the 515s and roll again. I would take the 515s only had 65 days left. I can pick up the 515s and push it further out to the 100 or 115 day expiration, which is like basically it's a roll. The roll will be done for a credit or even money. And at that point in time, okay, I collect a little bit more premium and start ripping the trade down again, meaning that I just push it further out in time and further out. So it goes from 515 to, for instance, 525. And it just says sustained. But moreover, we also have hedges in play. So it depends how extreme a given move might effectively be. Dwayne C. from Iowa. So, by the way, I'm reading off names intermittently here. Thank you guys. The names I'm reading off are those that have enrolled. I'm just letting you know that I see your name in there. Thank you guys, each and every one of you, as you do enroll for this. And again, I'm live. People always ask me when am I live? I'm live first thing in the morning. I usually start about 5 minutes before the opening bell. Okay. Next question over here. Do you use auto expected move on ES to help determine the Ultima strikes? The answer is absolutely unequivocally yes. Okay. One of the critical things, check this out right now. One of the critical things going on literally right here. Okay. Look where we are. Okay. This is the S&Ps, and the S&Ps are actually outside their expected move. Okay. Being that we're outside the expected move, this is one of the preeminent times to sell calls. So people say, when do I sell calls? And you break the upper edge of an expected move. When do I sell puts? When you break the lower edge of an expected move. Right now, okay, we're right back to where we were, okay, when we ended last year. So markets are actually, I mean, they're on fire today. This is a little bit surprising. The upside move is a little bit surprising because it looked last week rather dire. And we've seen that before. But what are we going to face tomorrow? CPI. Ooh, raggy. Okay, CPI is coming out tomorrow. Again, there could not be a more effective time to sell premium because you get something like CPI tomorrow, and the amount of risk that's going to bring, it's going to be chaos. I mean, the S&Ps are projecting almost a $35 move tomorrow. That's big. I mean, today was projecting a $20 move and we moved 20 bucks. Tomorrow it's projecting a $35 move, huge by huge, almost double the risk of today. Look, again, I want to thank each and every one of you. Okay. We are here to answer questions. I'll read off a couple more names as they actually come in, or I'll type some answers to you in here. Okay. To each and every one of you, again, it's TheoTRADE.com/SKU. As you come in here, simply click add to cart. There's a few more names coming in. Nan P from California. Look, as you guys are signing up, if you need help, 623-244-5657. Give us a call. Thanks everybody for tuning in today. Have a wonderful afternoon. I'll see you in TheoTRADE in the near future. Bye-bye.